to The Specialist from the Charlotte Star Room. My name is Cheryl Spangler, and I'm a relationship specialist and also a matchmaker, and I help people get ready for and find wonderful relationships.
Hi, hello. My name is Aleida Hines. I'm Dr. Aleida Hines and a PhD in human sexuality.
Sex.
Yes. Let's talk about sex and relationships, of course. And I am a master trainer for sex coaches also. And well, I'm here for you to answer your questions.
Love it.
My name is Dr. Melissa Tate. I have a doctorate in counseling psychology, a master's degree in professional counseling, and an undergrad degree in psychology, as well as sociology. I am one of the specialists, so happy to be here joining you ladies, and happy to be on the show.
My name is Niall, and I have a PhD in life and motherhood
And attitudes.
and
Definitely
attitude
motherhood.
That's right.
and lack of sex.
Oh, gosh.
And so
sorry to hear that.
I'm so excited to be here and to be amongst you lovely ladies as one of the specialists.
And my name is Shonda, and I guess I'm a doctor of love and life.
And Doctor of Bling and Sparkle.
Yeah, that good stuff too.
Diva. Oh,
That's
man.
right. So we've had we were reading some interesting articles, and you know, there was one about sex, I know that, but there were also a lot of articles about dating after divorce, single moms, and because tomorrow is Mother's Day, why don't we start there and talk about dating as a single mom? Niall, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I went on a date last night.
Yay. Love that.
Any juicy
and it was
details?
oh yes. You know what was great about this date?
What's that?
He listened.
Okay.
He actually listened. He didn't say too much of anything. He just actually listened.
And since you like to talk, that was a good match
It
for
was
you.
a good match. It was an awesome match. It was an awesome match.
How'd y'all meet?
In the mall. We actually met at the mall. I was coming out of the mall, and he was sitting there. He has a little girl. He has two children, a grown daughter, and he has a daughter that's, I believe, 7. And he was staring at the loveliness.
Oh, really?
And, so,
And that would be you.
and that would be me. And so, you know, we met. My daughter was actually with me. My daughter, Queen Asada, was with me.
Do you find that weird? Okay, so I've been single walking around with my kids sometimes in public, and you don't find it weird when men approach you with your kids?
It's weird
your kid?
if they approach in a way that's not respectful.
Okay.
But he was so respectful with how he, you know, he moved or what have you, because he was being mindful that his daughter was there, as well as, you know, my daughter was there. So, you
Does
know,
it freak your daughter out to see men hitting on you?
No, she's used to it. However, however, she actually stood right there. She was walking out the door, and she realized I wasn't there, and then she turned back around and she was standing like this, like,
Like what is
Mom.
really going on?
you know. So,
I've gotten
but
that look from my daughter before.
yeah, so it was interesting, but it was an awesome date. He's a perfect gentleman, and he actually texts me words of inspiration every morning. So he's a sweetheart.
That's
so
nice.
that's
and,
awesome.
And how long has it been?
It's been about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
2 weeks of communication. Our first date was last night.
So we would look forward to more juicy details.
Hopefully.
My question is too, with dating and someone has children, how do you feel about that? You know, I know that sometimes even as a single parent, you may not want to take on somebody else's
Blend the family,
as well. So
right.
how do you feel about that?
Well, he doesn't have custody of his daughter. One of his daughters is actually grown, and his youngest daughter is 7, and he doesn't have custody of her, but he spends a lot of time with her. But you have to take into consideration, if you were to marry someone and say, God forbid, something happened to that mother, then you would have to, you know, bring the child into the home, and you would be a blended family. Who am I not to accept someone else's child? They have to accept mine.
Yeah.
Just
You know,
asking.
so but you know what? It's funny you
Sunday,
asked
and I don't
that.
have children.
Yeah, but
we
you
don't
know
how that works.
you know what's crazy is I always said I would never date a man whose child or children is younger than my daughter. And my daughter's 15. I have
Right.
2 more years of high school, and
then
she's
he
out
was
of there.
done,
And
yeah.
I'm done. And I'm looking at the fact like, wow, this is an awesome guy from what I see. But his daughter's so many years behind my daughter. How do you feel about that, Niall?
starting over.
So yeah, so I'm, you know.
So you're eating a little crow, is what you're saying? So you might
Well, no, I'm really not eating any crow yet.
Wait a minute.
Not yet.
It has yet to be proven, honey, if he is the one. So,
Okay.
So
yes,
really, it's
exactly.
it's only 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And they've only had date 1.
Allie, do you find like when you're counseling couples that there is when there are blended families, how does sex play out in those blended family relationships?
How sex plays out? Well, you have to find out the way, the space, and the time to do it. It's very important for people, for couples, especially for couples, to understand how precious and important is sexuality, especially in a relationship. If you are remarrying, it's supposed that you are going to do things better than before, right? So
That's the hope.
Hopefully.
exactly. So one of the things that remarried, like second marriage should be doing is making a better sex life, like a goal. Like let's say, okay, let's improve this area and let's work. Even if you have a lot of kids around or children, whatever, you have to set the time. You have to work on that. That is not going to be spontaneous. Like something that like first marriage. When you first marriage, it can be like kind of spontaneous because you are very
Free.
interesting. You're free. It's the first time you're marrying, so the first time living with someone, even if you don't marry, but if you live with someone, and then it's the first time, so you're curious, you are hot,
Right.
you are like a lot of dream and fantasy, and
But
he
that
plays
wasn't-
that. That's the first. Usually, that's the common thing for the
For the first relationship.
first relationship.
Right.
Really?
And
Right.
then
Wait a minute.
No,
Early on,
no.
everybody's
early
hormones
on,
are,
yeah,
right?
because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I'm very flirty when
What
I
I'm
first meet
saying-
somebody, and it
Yeah,
kind of
it's all
tapers
fun
off.
and
Really?
exciting.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that it comes kind of spontaneously.
The first time?
The first time, it's like something
I
that you
missed
don't
something.
have to work on that.
Okay.
On the opposite, on the contrary, when you have like a second marriage, full of kids and more, you are more responsible, of course, because you have a career, you have a home, you have kids, you have a lot of things. So you are not going to expect that to be spontaneous. The problem is that people are waiting for that. Women are waiting to have sexual desires. So when in the long way you miss that part because you are waiting for something that is not going to happen. You have to work
at
on
it.
that.
Right,
You
I
have
agree
to
with that.
set
Plan
the
it
time.
sometimes.
I
Plan
agree.
it.
You have to have balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to have
So
balance.
then you get used to that. I would say the habit of love, to have the habit to kiss each other every day.
Yes.
The habit to touch, the habit to smell,
So
the
show
habit to
affection.
the habit to have, sex. And then when that, but you have to work on that, especially if you have a lot of kids around. Like I have 3 kids and my husband 2 with second marriage. And I know how that works. And you don't want to, it is not the same to be free at home with nobody there, rather than having like a 20-year-old boy
Yeah.
in front of your,
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
knows what is going on there.
Well, I'm
So you have
remarried.
to work that.
Yeah.
And we don't have, my stepdaughter is grown and married herself out of the house, so I feel like it's again a first marriage again because we are
Exactly.
free to be
Yeah.
Spontaneous.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Niall's looking at a situation where she's got a 15-year-old and he's got a 7-year-old, so
Yeah.
let's go down the track about a year and
Yeah.
see how that develops.
But you have to be conscious
then
and
you have
say,
to plan it.
conscious.
Yes.
And say,
Conscious.
That's
Yeah.
provided that she had to come and live with us because, like I said, she lives with her mother and her mother's married,
Right.
and so
She'll visit, though.
they visit, and
Yeah.
so when they visit, I mean, you get all you get before they visit. You get all you get, and then when she goes home, you get it, then you
Yeah.
keep going back to the same routine. But
Okay,
it's,
that's the answer. Get what you could get when you could get it.
Exactly. That's exactly the answer. That's exactly the answer.